Let's talk about sex. It's time we slice through the smoke and mirrors, sex down into the relationships. Because we've got new.
At what age should you start dating?
I think it depends on the maturity of a person.
What are the best places to go on a first date?
I really think mutual interest. In the first date, I want to be perhaps blown away.
How do you feel about that first sex? Sex on the first date.
No, forget it.
What to wear on the first date?
It depends on where you're going, actually.
We're talking about first dates today, so make sure you keep watching to find out how to do it, where to do it, when to do it, and who to do it with. On today's episode, I have Deola Olulana and Latasha. Both, I believe, are going to be experts today, right? Telling me all about how to be the master, the champion of first dates with anybody.
Wonderful.
We'll try.
You'll try. First of all, at what age should you start dating? Yes, I'm looking at you, Deola.
At what age?
Yes.
For what category of persons?
For young people.
For young people.
Is 10 too young to date, to have a girlfriend?
Absolutely.
Really?
10 is too young, in my opinion.
Crush and call, is that okay?
Crush, well, I hear they start early, so I guess crushes can start early, but dating, I think it depends on the maturity of a person, really, and dating for young people should actually be guided.
Okay.
Thoroughly guided. Now, what age? For me, I'm very traditional, so I think 18, 19 will be fine.
Is that too old, or does that sound about right?
I feel like the term dating is a bit heavy. If we're talking about like kids like from age 10, I think dating is really heavy. It's inevitable that kids are going to start to be interested in like the opposite sex very early, you know what I mean? But age 10, I remember I was in like primary 6 already, you know, and then there were like boys who liked me, and maybe boys like I liked or I really admired, but I couldn't probably articulate what it was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
the kind of emotions.
exactly. In fact, emotion is even like too far gone. It's just like someone you just really like, you just want to like talk to, and you like his stories or whatever. I feel like age 10 is appropriate, but not with the word dating. The word dating is too heavy for that age term. I think curious. They're going to get curious already anyways. So if your son or your daughter is 10 and they're asking questions, I'm not saying, hey, be gung-ho about it, but at least open up the conversation, because that's the only way you can like help guide and shape the narrative of where you want it to go, because you can then encourage them, oh, you know, this boy or this girl is really nice. You can really even get to know the person, and it's never even too early to help your children even find the right partners in life, because the longer you know the person and the stronger your foundations go, and you can even really help, you know, put them on that like really virtuous path about, you know, having sex and things like that. I think it would even be beautiful.
And then at what age should you be having the bird and the bee story with your kids, do you reckon?
When the child is actually ready. But yeah, it's the readiness of the child. Like my son asked me that question at age 8.
Wow.
I was shocked to my bones, but I needed to ensure that he got the answer from me and not from someone else. I needed, you know, I'm surrounded with helps. I didn't want him go ask my help that what is sex and then begin to practicalize it and take advantage of him. So I was happy to talk about it, talked about private parts of the body, what you shouldn't touch, what you shouldn't allow, and, you know, and all of that. And we're gradually, even though in my mind, you know, when he comes back from school and he doesn't score high, I'll be like, why would you score high when you're asking this question?
But what if they don't? But what if he does? What if they don't ask? What happens if they don't ask?
Well, it's a good thing if you allow your children actually be free enough to talk to you about such things, because you're the first port of call to be able to give them the kind of answers you would want in their child. Yeah.
You're watching Love Lounge. We'll be right back after this. If you have any tips or if you have any special memories, no matter how horrific it is, of your own first dates, please tweet at us right now. Welcome back to Love Lounge. Now, Latasha, you said something earlier about how parents from a very early age in the child's life can actually help prepare the kids for what they should be looking out for in terms of partner and helping them build. So what kind of role do you think parents play then, or guardians play, in helping kids understand things like love and dating and, you know, understanding somebody else's emotion and being there for their partner or whoever it is you're dating?
I mean, in all reality, very few Nigerian parents are going to go that, extra mile and all of that. But what they can do is teach the kids confidence, teach the girls confidence about, respecting yourself and, boundaries that they should be setting for boys and stuff like that, teaching them self-worth and their own value, teaching the boys themselves manners, things to do, opening a door for a girl, never letting a door bang in a girl's face, even if it's someone you don't know. I mean, yesterday I was walking through the mall and I was right behind this guy and the glass almost broke my nose, and I was just like, it wouldn't have taken 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's things like that, respecting people's feelings and stuff like that, grooming your boys to be the kind of men that you would want your daughter to marry. And it's at that age that you catch them. I think that's the role that parents actually play, because when you begin to instill these things in them, especially the boys, you drum it in and whatnot, you will find that they will become better and they will respect girls, and they are more likely to focus on the things that are important, because they're more prepared to meet the right kind of girl, if you know what I mean. That's what I think. I mean, it's just a theory.
I went on a date with somebody once, and he came with his older brother. I was in my 20s then, so it really wasn't, we didn't need anybody escorting us to. But he said later on, he told me that, his brother happened to want to be in the pub with him anyway. And he thought, well, sometimes he meets a bunch of crazy girls. So his brother thought, let's sort of, scope out and make sure she's normal. And so it was now a three-way sort of date, which was very bizarre. So you as a parent now, the very first date your 11-year-old son has now, I'm guessing, will you allow him to go at what age? 18, 15, 13?
Let Natasha answer that question.
But would you want to be present? If they're going to a restaurant for the very first date, or maybe it's prom, would you want to be there at the very first date they have to sort of, guide the conversation, tell him put your hand down when the hand is going near her shoulder?
No, that would be overbearing. That's something you should have done at the back end.
Okay.
Right? But I'll be the supervisory, the advisory, and the chaperone. I will be there. But I may not just be in your face, but you would know that mommy is not
in the
too
building.
far. Yes, it's not too far from the car.
Would you want the first date to be in your house or outside?
Because I have boy children, I would want it to be in my house. But then it depends on the parent of the girl. It depends. And then it shows the gentlemanliness of the boy if he goes over, but he must comport himself in a manner in which shows the values that he's got from home.
Okay, so let's move on a bit older now, okay? You'll feel a bit easier. What are the best places to go on your first date?
Ooh, I really think mutual interests. So perhaps movies. Movies because, some people say it might be too intimate. Actually, no. I think movies, and then choosing the right kind of movie. So if you choose something that is like super romantic, well, you're on your own there. But something fun, lighthearted, maybe like an action film. Something that just like more exciting than anything else. You can release the tension and you guys can laugh, or a good comedy, for example. Comedies are always great. Everyone likes to laugh, everyone's hair is let down, and you're at ease. By the time you come out, you've shared some laughs with the person. You also kind of get to know what makes that person tick. What does the person find funny and what don't they find funny? You know what I mean? I think movies are easy. Restaurants, I think, are kind of like tough because, not even boring. I think for the girls, because like, do I eat, don't I eat? Who's going to pay?
What do I order?
What do I order? What am I going to wear that's not going to make my stomach pop after I eat? Should I have an alcoholic beverage?
If I ask for a doggy bag, will we say, this one doesn't have food in her house?
Should I ask for an alcoholic beverage, or would that be seeming like I'm a bit loose or whatever? It's too many what ifs, especially if you're a nervous person. So I think for me, movies just great icebreakers.
Okay, I have a text message here. Facebook message from Tony Obiering, who says, my son can have his first date at the age of 10, Seth, but my daughter What is she dating? She should embrace Bible study. If you share that view as well, please keep your messages coming in for us on Love Lounge. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Love Lounge. I have another message here. This time it's from Twitter. Cool G on Twitter says, please, Orica, what is wrong with going Dutch on a first date with a lady in Nigeria? Yes, we continue to preach gender equality. Latasha.
That is not gender equality,
Going halves?
young man. That has nothing to do with gender equality. Let's not go into that conversation. But I feel like the only guys who really bring up that bit of the conversation are guys who just aren't gentlemanly, period. You should want to do it. It's not a question of what ends up happening. It's really about your intent in the first place. I feel like I have enough money to even pay for both of us. But I also feel like at the end of the day, if the date progressed and you became my boyfriend and by extension my husband, I would defer to you. As a woman, like, I would give you your due as the head of the home or the head of this relationship. And I expect you to lead while I follow. You are head and I am neck. So in that vein, there is a natural order of things. I feel like he should want to do it. Even if in the first days I insist, okay, I would like to put something down, I would be more comfortable with a man who is comfortable with wanting to take charge in something like that. I think it just shows ownership. I think it shows responsibility, it shows authority, and it shows a need to want to protect. I want to be with someone who wants to protect me, not someone who wants to leave me to go half over something as silly as a first date. That does not inspire confidence at all.
How do you feel about this?
I don't even see why it's coming up, because it's not a Nigerian thing at all to go Dutch, and he should take responsibility. He's seen the girl.
I'm a
who
go
likes him.
Dutch person, like through and through.
Wonderful.
First date, it's bring my wallet. Actually, not even just that. There are first dates where I actually insist on paying, and I tell you, if we meet up again,
we're
you
revoking
can pay.
we're revoking your membership. We're going to be revoking your membership in the women's. See you in camera after this. We're going to
Have
see you in
serious words
camera.
with me. Because for me, my belief is it shouldn't cost you anything to be with me. If you want to hang out with me, I want it to be that you want to. So I never want you to pick up the phone and be like, I really want to hang out with this girl, but man, that's actually now wants to go to that place that charges 4,000 naira for one bottle of water or whatever it is.
You're shortchanging yourself.
But it also helps me whittle out the people that I really should stay or be with or not.
Okay, maybe you've not found the right person. Really, maybe you've not connected with the right person. But really, yours truly, don't stop it. It's not an attitude.
And this is coming from a woman who has sons. I'm sure you're not going to train your boys to
go Dutch. No, you're not
Really?
going Dutch.
No. We have
You're
to go
taking
Dutch.
responsibility.
We have to go Dutch because going on from what you said earlier, for instance, when you get to a certain stage in your life and you're paying school fees and rent and other things, you're going Dutch in that sense, right? You're splitting your finances by half. So I feel like let's start the relationship the way we want it to continue. Let's both be responsible for bringing certain things into this relationship.
But we're talking about a first date.
Yeah, but you also said now, Latasha, that when you're starting out the relationship, you also want that person to show you how they mean to lead.
No, it means in the first date, I want to be not perhaps blown away.
Well, you can blow a person away in different ways.
How?
Conversation.
Are you going to sing to me?
Take me out. Yeah, maybe sing to me.
No, don't sing to me.
Just pay with the money, please say.
No, it's not that. It's just take control.
Okay, so if this person wants to take control and he's had a great first date with you and now says, should I come up for tea or coffee or palm wine or whatever we drink in Lagos, aka I want to come and chill. How do you feel about that? First sex on the first date.
Already X. It's X. Next before X, then next. No, forget it. Absolutely not.
Look on your face. It's everything.
I'm actually clueless.
Absolutely not. No. Not on the table.
What's
not
wrong
up
with
for
having
discussion.
sex on a first date?
Well,
You don't
actually,
even know the
you know
person.
what? Exactly. Apart from the
But
fact
it's not a stranger now. It's very unlikely that you literally went and picked a random person down there and said, oh, do you want to hang out with me?
No, but what if this person was... What if you guys are meeting each other literally for the first time?
Like a blind date?
Perhaps, not a blind date, but perhaps you guys have been speaking on the phone. How about that? So he's not entirely a blind date, but it's just... It's the first time. It's not someone you know.
But if you're speaking to this person on the
It's
phone
just a
for
telephonic
however
That
long,
means
you already
nothing.
have a connection.
It's
You
not like
already
it doesn't
feel
mean
something.
anything.
thing for to that
You're right. It's not
person.
like it doesn't mean anything.
Yes.
Let me put it this way. I have a friend who had sex on the first date. They're happily married today.
Okay.
And I know people with the same story and their body count is way up.
Okay.
So you decide what works for you.
And there are people who didn't have sex on the first date and they're in a marriage.
And they're in
or
a marriage
single.
too. Exactly.
So it works.
It
Different
does
strokes.
work, but you asked me.
Okay.
And my policy
Okay,
is
so that's
no.
another no.
It's
Do
a no.
not go Dutch. Do not do sex. All right, cool. These are the things I'm doing wrong, clearly. And so, all right, what to wear on the first date?
It depends on where you're going, actually.
Okay.
If you're going to movies, like she said, you could go casual. Yeah.
That's
Very
smart.
casual.
How much
That's smart.
makeup is too much makeup for a girl?
It depends
a
on
first
what you're
date?
wearing,
Because you've
actually.
seen all those memes about how, if you're taking a girl out on a date, throw her inside the swimming pool just to make sure that,
Double
when she
eye.
comes out, it's her real face. There's waterproof makeup, please. Thanks.
Double eye roll.
It depends on actually where you're taking her to for the first
Okay.
date, right? I don't think any girl would dress inappropriately for her first date.
What I mean,
What's inappropriate?
What is inappropriate? This is the thing. These are fine lines. I think the things that count should be neatness in your appearance. I don't want to see a guy with like dirty nails. I can't. In fact, I don't even want to see a guy with nails. Period. Just cut your
Oh,
nails.
don't you like the sexy little
I'm
pinky
not for the
fingernail?
sexy pinky
that
finger.
long one that
I'm
curves
not-
round. Ooh,
That's
sexy.
In fact, let me tell you, I have a name for. I ask any guy I find with nails. I'm like, are you a magician?
Oh no.
Is your name like Alibaba? Do you have 40 thieves around the corner? Are you Aladdin? What are you? Do you know what? Are you a genie?
That's true.
Why do you have nails? But I think cleanliness is important. Breath, body smells. I'm not saying choke me to death with cologne, but like be fresh. Take a shower if you can. Scuffed shoes. Those little things. Those are the things that actually matter to me. And for a girl, of course, your hair should be tidy. Again, nothing too unsightly. I'm always like, try to just sort of like maintain a sort of like neutral stance. I mean, jeans and a t-shirt, jeans and a shirt is fine. I'm like, high-heeled shoes, I'm never really certain because you never know how it's going to go. You don't know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, just try to keep it
You
neutral.
can put slippers in your bag now.
You could. I mean, you could do that. But
And
then you
always
would be
have-
like a girl who is like always ready. Like, okay, where are you going next? You have shoes in your bag. Why do you have
And
slippers in your bag?
toothbrush.
I mean, there
And
you go.
deodorant.
I mean, there you
And
go.
a towel.
But
just
most
in case.
importantly, have money in case the guy decides to.
That's the most
Money is very
thing.
important.
Most
We're
important.
talking do's and don'ts right now. First dates rules. Please keep your messages coming in. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Love Lounge. We're still talking about first dates, and now we're delving deeper into the do's and don'ts. You've told me don't go Dutch.
That's not
Don't
what
wear
I
the
said,
tightest
Erica.
dress if you're going to
Okay.
be doing a lot of eating.
Well, yeah.
What should you do? You can't have sex on the first date. Can you kiss on the first date?
Do compliment her.
Okay.
I mean, that's always nice. Don't ask her how many people she's dated on the first date. Girls the same. Don't ask him girls he's been with. Don't be too curious about the things the person is not, comfortable sharing in that moment. Don't be too loud. Do put
it
your
simple.
phone on silent every now and again. Don't be on your phone throughout the
But
conversation.
then people say be yourself when you're on your first date.
But
So if
these-
I'm naturally loud, if I'm someone who when I laugh, I go.
That's not being,
you saying
that's
I
not-
shouldn't
no,
laugh?
That's not being loud. Loud is you're seeing people and you're screaming from the top of the cinema floor, hey Ronke, how are you? Long time, I'll see you later. And maybe you take a phone call and you're rushing out of the cinema door and you're just trying to get out and you're on the phone. There's loud and then there's also being yourself. Just don't be loud. Like no one, just, temper things down a little bit.
So
I
be
think.
yourself, but just the best version of
Be
yourself.
the best version of you.
What kind of conversation should you avoid on a first date? Should you
Reli-
avoid religion, politics?
Religion, perhaps?
Not just religion or politics. Don't even ask how many children he wants. Don't ask.
Yeah,
when he
don't
wants to
plan
get
future
married. No,
dates.
don't. Just
Yeah.
allow. Be friendly. Just allow. I mean,
But then doesn't that mean you're now having a very, very shallow date?
Not
What are you talking
necessarily.
about?
You can talk about
the sun
interest.
is out. Ah, yes,
No,
the sun is out.
what you guys do, the things that interest you about your job, hobbies. Do you like to read? Do you like to drive
You can
fast
talk about your
cars?
day.
But what if my job is boring?
I mean,
discuss it.
talk.
Really?
Yeah, discuss it.
Yeah, but it may be
If
boring.
all I do is I do spreadsheets every day, I'll bore you to death. You
But
won't
you
call
have
me again.
colleagues who make life interesting, perhaps, or not. Perhaps you talk about a movie you saw, or light issues, social, things, current affairs, for example. Who is Bobrisky's bae? Stuff like that. Light things that, everyone can get into.
Enjoy.
And not too polarizing, I suppose.
And don't do any superpower
And after
in terms of conversation.
Okay.
Don't sit on your professional core. Don't I know a lot about media, and so I'm speaking media when the next person doesn't know anything about media. No, you should find a balance and allow. Everybody must be comfortable. Both of you must be comfortable.
This is why a movie is great. You guys can spend 30 minutes dissecting what you just saw. You might decide to go for a fries and something at an eatery. So you can talk about that while you guys are there. And then you have enough to just get your way into the car, get dropped off at home, and everyone is happy.
What if he or she didn't enjoy the movie and you were the only one that enjoyed it?
You know what? Cover yourself with the blood of Jesus. Get up. There's nothing you can do. What else? Does he want to sacrifice you? What do you want?
So at the end of the date, what are the things that you should do and shouldn't do? Do you treat it like a job interview where at the end you send them a text saying, "Oh, it was really nice to meet you. I hope I get the job. I hope I get to see you again." Or do you not send them a message?
As a guy, I think he should send a date. He should send that to you, and then you acknowledge.
Send a text or call?
If you came with your car, a nice text to say, "I'm home safe. Thank you so much. It was a pleasant evening," is more than appropriate. If he's interested, he will. That's his cue to pick up. I think for a girl, just, or if he did drop you off at home, at least he's dropping you at your gate or at your door. You lock your door, give him about 15 to 20 minutes.
Are you home safe?
I hope, not even are you home, because that may be you fishing. So it's like, I hope you got home safe. I still had a pleasant evening. Speak later. Don't ask. Try not to ask when next you're going to see the person.
Okay.
Just keep it light, keep it fun, keep it airy, and be positive.
Now, if you had a great date, you guys thought you'd probably just meet up for coffee, but coffee became lunch, became dinner, and you end up spending, and that's happened to me before, you spend like 6-8 hours. In fact, there was one guy that I met up with once, and we literally spent 24 hours together. Like, we did not stop talking. We'd fall asleep, wake up, and keep on talking, and literally 24 hours. So after that, you've had a great time together, and you probably feel like you know each other a lot more than most people who had a first date, Is it okay to now send a dick pic, a naked picture?
No.
A little boob action? Because it's no longer just a first date now. You've bonded.
it depends on what
why
you're
not?
comfortable
Why don't we just make a sex tape? We might as well.
No, we haven't.
We're not there
We
yet?
aren't there yet.
You mean we're not there yet?
We haven't.
No, Reka, you're joking. We must be there yet. Absolutely.
So no dick pics? Absolutely not?
This is I'm scared because I don't know what Oreka did. I don't want to judge her. You know what I mean? I don't know what she did after her first
Okay, you know
24
what?
hours.
I think it depends on the individual.
Okay.
We're talking about the first date. You got through
First
your
date,
first
'cause
date.
sometimes, yeah.
You know what? And our job is done. Diola is done.
Diola,
We
Latasha
got you
have
through
helped
the
me.
20 we got you through your first date.
Okay.
Everything else is on you, baby girl.
Okay.
Do you?
But how do I convert that first date into 2, 3, 4? Without dick pic, without titty action, without the hair just turned into the.
You could actually pray about it.
Pray.
Also. Yeah, absolutely. You could pray about it.
That God will help me. What?
No, you could just ask
He'll
God.
find my number.
No, you could ask God to help
That the
him
marine
to-
spirits
to
will
help
come
him
and
lead-
interrupt.
Absolutely. You could just put it in God's hands and just
Okay.
say, I do like this person and I hope he likes me too. Talk to God about it. I would say talk to your friend, but hey, they probably know much less than you do. And you're probably just going to exaggerate just because you are feeling so amped. Talk to God, talk to your mom, maybe.
Okay.
Or your
I
dad.
feel so badly behaved. If you feel badly behaved like me, please
But
send
Oreka,
me a tweet.
this is the
and
new
let
me. You
know.
should have asked me this 5 years ago. This is the reformed me. So yes.
You You've been watching Love Lounge. Thank you so much for watching and sending your messages in. And I hope you have a great first date with whoever it is you're meeting with this weekend. And be courageous. You know, send them that picture. Don't worry about it. Go Dutch.
The guys will like you.
I know.
Go Dutch.
The guys will
Go
like
Dutch or go home. What? No. It's the ones I don't get are the ones you really, really get on with. And you think you've had such a